months we're doing a video on time. I know that's like a really rare occasion for me because I literally never do anything on time when it comes I'm so sorry, but today we're going to be doing my, what is this, March? Oh my goodness. February was actually a pretty short month, let's not lie. Like January was extremely long and then February was like extremely short. But, you know, who cares? It's March anyways. So today I'm gonna be giving you guys my March TBR. Like literally, like I'm excited for this one because this one has a lot of my most anticipated reads and some reads like that I've been like skeptical about for like the longest time. And so basically we're going to be reading these books, or you know, hopefully reading these books. So every single month, since I am now like an author and I don't have a lot of time to read this year because I will be working a lot this year, I try to have, you know, a minimum of 5 books on my TBR, and I usually only get around 2, 3, or 4, which is completely fine because it's not a competition to see how many books you can read. The reason I do my TBR is so that way I have a selection, and you know, I have a variety of books to read for myself when I do have free time and when I can listen to audiobooks. So, you know, so I have today, we don't have 5 because, you know, for the past few months it's been only 5 on the TBR. Today we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so we only have 1 over. But you know, I've been wanting to read all these books for like the longest time. There's only one in here that I'm like extremely scared about because yeah, and there's one I'm kind of like on the edge about because of like bad reviews and everything. But we're just gonna go ahead and hop into it. So the first book on my TBR for this month is Heir of Broken Fate by Mads Rafferty. Look at this gorgeous cover. First of all, the cover artist did their thing with this book. Honestly, it's gorgeous. Just a moment to admire this gorgeous cover real quick because girls, is this what we're producing now? Like, do you see this? Oh, it's like, do you see this? Oh my goodness. And then even the back. She is gorgeous. She is gorgeous. How did we get here? For starters, I'm sorry. I had to admire this cover real quick because I'm just like, what? Okay, so Mads Rafferty, let's give you a quick backstory on how I found out about this book. Okay, I was subscribed to Mads Rafferty's YouTube channel for a few months and I always saw her recommending this specific fantasy book, and it had like the bone and everything, and I was just like, oh, this is like a Sarah J Maas book. I thought this was one of Sarah J Maas's books. I've never read one of her books before. But one day I was paying really close attention to it and I saw at the top it said Mads Rafferty, and I'm like, I've heard that name somewhere. And I looked at her channel name and lo and behold, it's her book. And I was just like, oh, so apparently this is her debut fantasy novel, and it's also her debut novel in general. And I was under the impression that this was YA. I don't know why, but it's not. I'm still gonna read it though. I don't know anything about this book. I think it's like Trials. We're gonna find out this month though. I think it's Trials, and you know, she's fighting for her life. I heard there's like a subplot of romance, or maybe it's a romantasy and it's not a subplot, and maybe it's like one of the main plots. But I'm telling you guys what I know, what I kind of know. Oh, my camera is wobbling. This table is not the most secure and sturdy, but this is she, and she is gorgeous. Okay, next book we have on the TBR this month is Binding 13. I wanted the red cover with the heart. There's noise going down in my house. I don't know what it is, but I want the original cover with the heart, the orange and red, you know, cover, because, you know, I felt more secure with that because I don't really know how many pages this is. This is around 500 pages, and I heard that the original is 800 pages. So I don't even know if this is like the right thing, or maybe the font was smaller, you know, or maybe it's just 800 pages in the UK. I don't know, but this is the new cover, and I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling the tie-dye vibe I'm getting. I mean, it says it's book number 1, so that means I have the right one. Not feeling the cover at all, but you know, I usually buy books based off of the covers because I like to go into books blind based off of their cover and their genre. This is a YA romance. I think this all around my Barnes & Noble whenever I go to see YA, because you guys know I love a good YA book, because to me, YA romance, because to me I feel like the smut like has nothing to do for the story. Like, don't care if it's an adult novel. I should just skip it because there's literally nothing important about it. Unless something like crazy happens, but like usually it's not. So I usually don't do adult novels because adult romance novels, because the actual scenes that make it adult just don't pique my interest. Like, they feel useless and pointless. But I know other people enjoy it, so it's like I don't hate on it. I don't yuck anybody's yum, especially because most of the time the story itself is amazing. I think the only time I'll be like, oh, when you say you like an adult romance book is if you say like you like Icebreaker. And like, not in a hateful way, because my friend loves Icebreaker. I was just like, can you explain the plot to me? Because like, honestly, I read Icebreaker and I was just like, I don't know what this book is about. I just remember that one groove scene. I don't remember what the book was about because I don't remember there being a solid plot. But like, a lot of people love it, so that's good. I'm glad you liked it because I didn't. But back to this. I have no clue what this is about. I just not feeling the cover, but apparently this takes place in a high school, teenagers. I think it has something to do with like football, sports, something like that. I have heard 𝙎𝙬𝙗𝙗 read this. She said like a lot of people talk about how great this book is, but nobody talks about how it's like a really dark story and, you know, everything. So I will be going into this knowing that there's like a dark plot, knowing that there's like a dark story. And what I see up here already, like, there's 4 books in the series. So there's 3 others. I don't know if there's like more books coming out, you know, that other stuff. So yeah, because I don't know anything about this book. I will say though, the book is really floppy. You guys know I love me a good old floppy book. So yeah. Next up, this is a really controversial book. I've heard good reviews and I've heard bad reviews. More bad than good. But it's Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros. Now, this one feels heavier than Fourth Wing. Maybe it's because Fourth Wing I got was a paperback. This one is more pages than Fourth Wing. That's amazing. But people say this one's a book page filler. Guys, no, I don't like second book syndrome books, but we're gonna see that this is good. I checked Spotify. And Spotify was talking about something. Oh yeah, this audiobook is 32 hours. What? 30 what now? 32 minutes. 32 minutes. 4 hours and 32 minutes. No, it's 32 hours and some change. Rebecca. Okay. So, you guys, I read a Fourth Wing reading vlog, and we'll be doing a Fourth Wing Iron Flame reading vlog to read this one as well. But I'm scared. Like, the hours it takes to read this book, 32, is actually absurd. People usually say like this book was a page filler and they only liked Fourth Wing and Onyx Storm. But I need to read this in order to get to Onyx Storm. And I want to be able to hear the Onyx Storm theories that I like literally from the I'll Read What She's Reading podcast. Before Onyx Storm dropped, I had not even touched the Fourth Wing series. I just kept telling myself I was going to get it. And when they dropped like when they dropped the theories, I was like, okay, I need to start the series. And so I've been waiting to do Iron Flame so that way I can listen to the theories. It looks like I won't be listening to them theories for a long time, because do you guys see? This is a chunky book. She is a chunker. But I'm really excited to see 𝙬𝙗𝙀. I'm really excited to see Violet. I'm really excited to hate on Dane. Yay. So, oh, also, I'm really excited to see the person that we see at the end of the book of Fourth Wing in this book. I can't say who, but there's someone we see, and I really want to see this person. Yeah. The next book I'm really scared to read because I hated the second book. The first book was okay. Hated the second book, and a lot of people hate the third book, but I've already committed to the series, and this author has a romance book coming out this year. She has already announced the little novella, I guess, with a special edition novella. I guess that's kind of giving away, but you know, Alex asked her. We've got Skyshade. Did not like the second book. The first book was okay. So now we have Skyshade, and she announced the 𝙤𝙤𝙀𝙀 novella. I think it's a novella, but it's a special edition book, and so I'm really worried about this. But I need to read this so that way when it comes out, I can read her romance book, and then I can read her 𝙤𝙤𝙀𝙀 book, and so I can finish this series. And so I'm caught up when the movie comes out. Don't know what this is about. I just know, I hope that it explains the end of 𝙤𝙤𝙀𝙀. The only reason I gave 𝙤𝙤𝙀𝙀 like 3 stars is because of the ending specifically. Please do not disappoint, girlies, I swear. But once again, we're gonna do some more cover admiring. There's snakes. Why might there be snakes, ladies? I'm curious. Ooh, I'm curious. There's like an orb. I will say, like, there's always some detail that goes into these covers, and especially when it comes to this, because with the first one, I think it was like some red smoke coming from the publisher's thing, and then another time it was like the blue smoke, and now we got a snake orbiting around the publisher thing. So I will say that's really creative with the spine. So yeah, I'm really scared to read this one, but I want to catch up so that way I can read the 𝙤𝙤𝙀𝙀 book, because we're committed to the series and everything. Next up, this one. Oh, this book. I don't know, guys. Legendary by Stephanie Garber. I liked Caraval, but I hated Tessa, Nessa, whatever her sister's name was. And this book is narrated by her. People said this book will get you to like her if you didn't like her in the first book. I hated her because she was really pushy and she ignored how other people felt in a lot of circumstances. Like, she literally just didn't care about how other people felt. As long as she got what she wanted, she was good. But this one is narrated by her, and it's longer than Caraval, which means I want to suffer with this girl's nonsense for a full, what? Over 400 pages. That's amazing. So, but yeah, I do like the little ace of spades. Are those petals? They're like rose petals or like gems and everything. Gorgeous. I just love admiring like the covers of books because they're literally so gorgeous. I really wish, like, you know how with Caraval they had like the, when you moved it a certain way you could see like, oh wait, am I tripping? Is there anything right there? No, I think that's just like, yeah, I think that's just from packaging. But there was like, when you sifted it a certain way, there was like some parts that would glow because they were like clear, kind of, but when you shifted them you could see them. Same thing with like the cover, there was like little crescents and iridescence and everything, and I just really wish they kept that theme throughout the entire like book series, because that would have been like gorgeous. Lastly, a book I've actually already started but I know I won't finish until March is the Hugo's 7 Husbands. I'm actually kind of enjoying this book. It's historical fiction. I was kind of skeptical because I don't like anything that's like history based or historical based, but this is like actually pretty interesting. This is by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and honestly, if this is Evelyn, hold on, I really like this like silhouette kind of thing on the inside of the book. So yeah, this one, since I've already in it, I kind of know what it's about. It's about this journalist, and one day Evelyn is just like, oh yeah, I want a biography of my life. And so this journalist who's like barely known is like, oh wait, you want me to write it? And she's like, yeah. So basically they're going through her life, and they're going through her 7 husbands and everything, and so that way she can write the biography. And so I just think it's like a really nice story. Honestly, I like it so far, and I don't think that it's gonna be too bad, honestly. So yeah, right now I'm like really confident in my TBR, but yeah. So to go over it one more time, we have The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Schreiber Reed, Legendary by Stephanie Garber, Skyshade by Alex Astor, Iron Flame by Rebecca Yarros, chunky book, honestly. Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh, which this will be our second pick in the Fable Book Club this month, because this month we're actually reading 2 books. We're reading a novella, which is why we're doing 2 books this month. Usually we only do 1, but since it's a novella as our main one, because it's leading us into the book that comes out in April. It's called Powerful by Lauren Roberts, and her final book in the series, besides the other novella that she says she's planning on releasing, is going to be the final one, and we all need to be prepared for April. And so therefore, Powerful is our book of the month. But I was like, since you know what, people also voted for Binding 13, it was the runner-up actually, and so everybody was just like, I was just like, you know what, I think it could be nice if we did a few days we read Powerful, because a small novella, quick read, and then the other days we read Binding 13 for the rest of the month. So we'll be reading 2 books. Binding 13 is our second book of this month, so make sure you guys join the Fable Book Club in the link down below so you guys can read with us. And then lastly, we have Heir of Broken Fate by Mads Rafferty, which once again, gorgeous cover, loving it so much. But that is it for my TBR. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you guys stay tuned, because there will be a lot of reading vlogs. There is 2 of these that I'll be reading in a reading vlog, and then 1 of these that I'll be doing a surprise reading vlog on. Yeah, but that, you guys know I only do 2 reading vlogs a month, so that one will be coming out later, but still, you want to stay tuned to see me read it, right? Even if it comes out, you know, in April. Wait, right? Yeah, even if it comes out in April, you guys still want to see me read it, right? So this is the final TBR. Lots of good books, I would say. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys like, subscribe, notification bell so you guys never ever miss a video. Make sure you guys join the Discord server so you guys can interact with me. Follow me on Instagram, because if you guys don't know, I'm actually an author myself, and you guys can keep updated on all of my bookish things, because that's where all the information hits first when it comes to my books and everything like that. And I also just like to repost funny things on my Instagram story. And join the book club so you guys can read along with us for our books for this current month. And I think that is literally it. So thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Made up kisses. Made up and goodbye.